Scenes from the way we were on E.T.
Stymied in Seattle and on Capitol Hill. A gunman, possibly a hitman, eludes police a day after his cold-blooded shootings in a Seattle workplace. While in Congress, even modest handgun control lies dying from partisan politics. Tan, check your bill. How so-called cheap, long-distance phone rates may wind up costing more. And disaster after the deluge. An example of why there's no help for Carolina farmers who lost it all in Hurricane Floyd.
This is the CBS Evening News. With Dan Rather reporting from CBS News headquarters in New York.
Good evening. There's no trace tonight of Seattle's shipyard killer, the man in camouflage who gunned down 2 workers and then vanished. More than 24 hours after the shooting, Seattle's police chief tried to reassure citizens that they were safe from this latest gun menace. CBS's John Blackstone is there.
With an armed killer on the loose somewhere, many in Seattle took a bit more care today. Like many students whose schools were locked down during yesterday's manhunt, Madeline Wall stayed close to her father on the way to class today.
I was thinking about robberies and shooting and all sorts of bad crimes, and it was really scary.
At the shipyard where the gunman shot 4 people, killing 2 of them, Cassie Kirk feared he could strike again.
Especially now that that person is still out there. It's a scary thing. It's a scary thing.
This afternoon, Seattle's police chief tried to calm the city's fears.
We believe that the general citizenry is not in danger.
During yesterday's massive manhunt, though, the police chief had warned people to be cautious, to look out for each other. The mysterious gunman, it seemed, might strike at random. But today, without explaining why, the chief suggested police had discovered a motive for the killings.
Well, I think we have ruled out that this was a random shooting. And given that, I think the community can take great comfort that the community at large is not at risk.
The 2 men who were killed worked at a small shipyard that repaired fishing boats. Friends say they can't believe either man had enemies. Peter Giles was the company's 27-year-old bookkeeper. Russell Brizendine was a 43-year-old marine engineer and father of 4.
You know, he's a true American with an unforgettable laugh and a great family man.
The police admit they have no suspect and no idea where the gunman disappeared to. Still, they're telling this city not to worry. The mystery of these killings has only deepened here today, Dan.
John Blackstone. There's an update tonight on Tuesday's workplace shootings in Honolulu, where police say a Xerox repairman massacred 7 co-workers at a company warehouse. The alleged gunman is expected to make his first court appearance tomorrow to be arraigned. He faces murder and firearms charges. If you thought these latest shootings lit a fire under Congress to move on even minor handgun control legislation, CBS News Chief Washington correspondent Bob Schieffer reports tonight, the only thing that's heated is the rhetoric.
As it so often does after these tragedies, Washington talked.
Enough is enough is enough is enough.
Headliner Democrats and the vice president rallied outside the Capitol.
How many tragedies does it take before the members of the Republican leadership bottling up this legislation get the message?
Inside the Capitol, pro-gun Republicans and gun lobbyists repeated their now familiar refrain, that gun laws are not the answer.
But you just need to use good common sense and
the gun lobby's leading voice, Charlton Heston, who heads the National Rifle Association, went so far as to use the shooting that left 7 dead in Hawaii as an example of why gun laws don't work. He said Hawaii has some of the toughest gun laws in the world.
It's a nice placebo, kind of. You can suck your thumb and say, well, we've got all these gun laws, that maybe we should pass a couple more. That would do it, wouldn't it? It won't do it.
Patsy Mink, the congresswoman from Hawaii, saw a more sobering lesson.
What it illustrates is that it could happen anywhere.
For all the talk, Congress remains mired in such partisan gridlock that a committee trying to smooth out differences in the minor gun legislation passed by the House and Senate has met only once. The latest hang-up, when people buy guns at gun shows like this one, should authorities have 1 day or 3 days to do background checks on them? Since the committee can't resolve the differences on that, and since the Republican leadership is dead set against it, the legislation will apparently die without even a vote. Like so many things lately, Congress sees a problem but can't figure out what to do about it. Dan.
On Capitol Hill, Bob Schieffer. In Laramie, Wyoming, there was an act of mercy today for the man convicted yesterday of murdering gay college student Matthew Shepard. 22-year-old Aaron McKinney could have gotten the death penalty, but under a deal approved by Shepard's parents, he was sentenced to 2 consecutive life terms. The parents said they wanted to show tolerance because Matthew believed in it. Investigators trying to determine what went wrong aboard Egypt Air Flight 990 got a bit of a boost today in their attempt to come up with answers from the bottom of the ocean. CBS's Bob Orr has late details.
Taking advantage of an unexpected break in the weather, Navy recovery ships pulled out of port late this afternoon and finally headed for the crash site. The ships will attempt to zero in on the wreckage so a team of Navy divers can recover the plane's black boxes.
Mark that head.
The Coast Guard pinpointed the location of the boxes Monday and released these pictures today. An underwater microphone picked up the telltale pinging sounds.
Harold?
The boxes are the best hope investigators have to solve the crash because newly refined radar tapes raise confusing questions about the final minutes of Egypt Air 990's plunge to the sea. Radar shows the plane began a nearly supersonic dive from 33,000 feet, but a new Air Force analysis of the radar suggests when the plane hit 16,000 feet, it began climbing again up to 24,000 feet. Just after that, the plane, perhaps badly damaged by the high-speed dive, resumed its plunge and likely broke apart 2 miles above the Atlantic. Investigators aren't quite sure what the new radar analysis means. It could suggest the pilots had at least partial control of the airplane. It might be the jet itself was trying to recover from the dive. Or most frustrating, it could turn out the data is flawed. In the end, it might be the plane never went through those high-speed roller coaster maneuvers. Hopefully, the black boxes, when recovered, will have some real solid answers. Dan?
Bob Orr. Still to come on tonight's CBS Evening News, the government looks into the hidden costs of those so-called cut-rate telephone deals. People pleading for help, saying they were wiped out by one of the great storms of the century. And the last frontier for the travel industry, commercial flights to take you into space.
Want to color your gray beard or mustache and look natural? Get Just for Men Gel.
You look so natural, no one can tell with Just for Men Gel.
Brush in and in 5 minutes, gray is gone.
No one can tell with Just for Men Gel.
A lot of people have allergies. I have multi-symptom nasal allergies. It's the sneezing, itchy, runny nose, the nasal congestion. It's all of it. I told my doctor, I've had it. I want an allergy medicine made for my kind of allergies. He prescribed multi-symptom Flonase.
Flonase nasal spray once a day relieves all nasal allergy symptoms all day and night.
All it takes is Flonase.
The #1 prescribed nasal allergy spray. Even kids as young as 4 can use Flonase. For best results, use daily. If side effects occur, they are generally mild and may include headache, nosebleed, or sore throat. Call to learn more. Ask your doctor about multi-symptom Flonase.
When you get it all it takes is Flonase.
People breed dogs. Some people breed pretty dogs. Other people breed tough dogs. But every once in a while, one of those tough dogs hooks up with one of the pretty dogs. Introducing the new, redesigned 2000 Mitsubishi Montero Sport. Tougher, prettier.
On the CBS Market Watch, a huge pharmaceutical deal in the works. Pfizer today offered $82 billion to buy Warner Lambert just after Warner Lambert announced an agreement to merge with American Home Products. Pharmaceutical stocks led another rally on Wall Street. The Dow Jones Industrial Average was up 30 points. The high-tech NASDAQ set another record, gaining 27. The phones are ringing off the hook in the offices of federal regulators. Phone customers calling to complain about long-distance bills that put them in shock. Many blame ads they say are designed to hide the truth. Regulators held a public discussion today to address this issue. CBS's Richard Schlesinger has been working the phones.
1010 345
1010 321.
Remembering the numbers is hard enough.
99 cents for all calls up to 20 minutes, and just 10 cents a minute after that.
The real trick is figuring out what they're offering.
International call.
Retiree Raymond Lipman of Scottsdale, Arizona, thought he had a pretty good deal. He found out what the real deal was after he phoned a friend in Taiwan.
My 15-minute call, instead of costing me $5.65, cost me $27.75.
The fine print said the cheap calls were subject to availability, and they were not available where Lipman lives.
I was surprised, and I was confounded, and I was more than a little bit upset.
The problem isn't so much that the phone companies are making false claims, it's that many people consider the ads misleading or confusing.
I consider myself a fairly sophisticated consumer of telecommunication services.
You'd hope William Kennard would understand the ads. He's the chairman of the Federal Communications Commission.
But I find some of these ads confusing, and I know that most consumers are also confused.
Every year, consumers spend about $3 billion on the 1010 long-distance services. That may explain why there are so many ads.
Marketplace for long distance is so competitive that if consumers feel they are confusing, they can vote with their feet and go to some other carrier.
For now, government regulators are just talking about the new ads, but they've received 3,000 complaints. And they're sending a clear message that Washington may have to step in if the phone companies don't get the message.
Dan. Richard Schlesinger, thanks. The U.S. Senate today approved a sweeping overhaul of financial regulations in effect since the 1930s, and an overhaul wanted by the banking industry, among others. Essentially, the Senate voted to remove Depression-era safeguards and allow banks, brokerage firms, and insurance companies to get bigger by getting into each other's businesses. Final approval is expected in the House. President Clinton says he will sign it into law. Still ahead on tonight's CBS Evening News, 2 months after Hurricane Floyd, new federal aid, but it may be too late for farms like this.
Yoo-hoo! Ready to go shopping?
Ready for a better way to get my fiber.
You'll have to concentrate. Huh? Concentrate on these new Phillips fiber caps.
New Phillips fiber caps don't contain sweeteners like most powders. They're the most concentrated fiber you can get, so they're just as effective as Metamucil.
And there's no sweeteners.
How do you know all that?
I use my concentration.
New Phillips fiber caps, effective fiber therapy without the powder.
Sundown Herbals presents its remarkable Twist and Learn label. This unique label gives you so much information, it can help take the mystery out of taking herbs. Sundown's new Twist and Learn label. Where to turn for help.
When you wake up, you will believe the following. I like football. I like watching football on television. I can't get enough football.
The comfortable Accord sedan from Honda. It's one powerful car.
Good morning, Mr. Schwab.
Morning.
Introducing Velocity from Schwab, the new incredibly powerful online trading software system. With the power to place multiple orders at one time, it's fast and smart. And, if you'll pardon the expression, cool.
My feet are killing me.
You need new Podiasin Soak and Massage Gel. Only Podiasin dissolves in water for instant pain relief, then rubs into open pores for deep, lasting relief.
The pain is gone.
New Podiasin Soak and Massage Gel.
President Clinton today asked Congress to approve an additional $429 million in disaster aid for victims of Hurricane Floyd. This comes almost 2 months after the hurricane devastated several Atlantic coast states and caused North Carolina's worst ever natural disaster. As CBS's Byron Pitts reports from North Carolina, even now, the legacy of woe and water has yet to recede.
Every morning.
Good morning, Al.
For 30 years.
Hello, Doug.
Buddy Allen's been up early and worked hard.
Come on, Bob.
For him, farming isn't simply his livelihood, it's his life.
Father farmer?
Mm-hmm.
Grandfather a farmer?
Yeah.
How much longer can you be a farmer?
But life can change.
I don't know. I don't know.
And it did 2 months ago. Hurricane Floyd caused catastrophic flooding in eastern North Carolina. Thousands were left homeless, 49 people killed. And it was the costliest agriculture disaster in state history. CBS News was with Buddy and Kay Allen when they discovered their loss. All but one of their 300 cows dead. Today, 7 weeks later, their farm is still flooded and Buddy Allen still owes the bank for 300 cows. Buddy Allen is one of an estimated 20,000 farmers in eastern North Carolina who suffered severely. Cattlemen and turkey farmers, tobacco growers, and soybean farmers. And Buddy is one of the many who may never get it back.
What's been the hardest part for you?
Knowing how much Buddy hurts. And I worry about the future. 2 of our daughters are grown, and you want to have a legacy, something to leave them. It may not be there.
Kay, a 5th grade teacher, pays the bills while Buddy looks for work. He's tried to get flood assistance from the federal government.
My answer from FEMA was, don't look for anything.
For now, Buddy's only eligible for a low-interest federal loan. But like many small family farmers, the Allens can't afford another loan.
Why not just move on, do something else?
Easier said than done when it's in your blood. That's all you've ever done. That's all you know.
Yeah, I'm 51. I don't know. Who wants to hire a man 51 years old?
Our Father, we thank you for...
Tonight, like many farm families in eastern North Carolina, the Allens are leaning on faith because the future is so uncertain. Byron Pitts, CBS News, Greenville, North Carolina.
Straight ahead on the CBS Evening News, more hate America rhetoric in Iran 20 years after the takeover of the U.S. Embassy.
That was a real scare with my overactive bladder. I was going so often. Then bottom of the 9th, suddenly I had to go. But that time, I didn't think I'd make it. That did it. I asked my doctor about Detrol.
Overactive bladder is a medical condition. Today's prescription Detrol is proven effective to treat it. Detrol helps control bladder contractions that cause those sudden urges. Detrol reduced bathroom visits by 2.2 times in 24 hours versus 1.1 times with placebo. 1.2 fewer wedding accidents occurred with Detrol versus 0.8 fewer with placebo. Similar decreases over 24 hours. If you have certain types of stomach, urinary, or glaucoma problems, do not take Detrol. The most common side effect is dry mouth. Some others may include dry eyes, headache, constipation, and indigestion.
7th inning. Need a break?
Not right now. Thanks to Detrol.
Ask your doctor about prescription Detrol, proven effective to treat overactive bladder.
These days, everybody wants whiter teeth.
Including me, and I wear dentures.
New Polident Whitening Mouthwash not only freshens your breath, it whitens dentures in just 2 weeks. New Polident Whitening Mouthwash.
It's giving denture wearers a lot to smile about.
This old mop makes me shake. That old vacuum makes me ache. Plain old sprays can smear around.
This box rocks, the radical new Swiffer Sweeper. So simple to assemble.
And it's built to last.
Swiffer now sliding, sweeping and a gliding. Here comes Swiffer Sweeper.
Swiffer cloths use electrostatic action and lift and lock pockets to attract and trap hair, crumbs, and common allergens with no residue.
Well, I'll be a Swiffer Sweeper.
Attracting and a trapping, a whopping and a slapping. Here comes Swiffer Sweeper.
Just toss the cloth and all that dirt goes with it.
Here comes Swiffer Sweeper.
When Swiffer's the one, consider it done. In the household cleaner's aisle.
Congressional investigators confirmed today that organized crime groups have moved into Medicare and Medicaid fraud in a big way. They are ripping off these health care programs for older Americans and the poor through dummy corporations, bogus patients, and money laundering overseas. Thousands of Iranians today celebrated the 20th anniversary of an event that turned into a traumatic national ordeal for Americans. The seizing of the U.S. Embassy by Islamic radicals and the taking of American hostages opened a wound that has yet to heal. CBS's Richard Roth has our report.
It was a public holiday in Iran today called the Day of Struggle Against World Arrogance. Death to America, they chanted, marking the anniversary of the hostage-taking and a legacy of bitterness now 2 decades old. The 52 Americans became the emblem of Iran's revolution. They were released after 444 days. But former hostage Bruce Langan says Iran itself is still a captive of Islamic fundamentalism.
We were used as pawns in the political process of the country to put in place a more radical element of the revolution. And that element continues in power to this day.
Officially, America is still the great Satan, and the mullahs who came to power in the revolution still control the military, judiciary, and the legislature. But there's also pressure for change from a generation that's grown up on mobile phones and a hope for moderation. They're now a majority in Iran, helping push a reform agenda of President Mohammad Khatami, elected 2 years ago.
Iranians are ready for change. They want to be accepted back. They want participation. They want integration, not at any price. They have their own revolution. They have their own traditions. But they certainly want a dialogue between equals.
Compared with 20 years ago, the reality may be different, but the rhetoric sounds familiar. For America and Iran, that makes the past hard to forget and dialogue hard to imagine. Richard Roth, CBS News, London.
Next on the CBS Evening News, Countdown to 2000, A Space Odyssey, a new space race that isn't country against country, it's company against company.
For the latest medical news and information, visit our health website, cbshealthwatch.com.
Why is it that superheroes never have kids? Does changing diapers get in the way of fighting crime? Or could there be a simpler explanation? Maybe superheroes just have a hard time finding a family sedan that the bad guys won't laugh at. The Mitsubishi Galant, ranked the #1 family sedan under 20 grand by Car and Driver. Battle Eagle, bring the kids.
This spray can make more of a difference than you ever imagined.
Mommy, don't have to pick up Matt and Jennifer. They're still sick.
It can help make a difference in how many school days your kids miss this cold season. Just do what pediatricians do in their own homes. Zap those hot spots and kill the cold bug with Lysol disinfectant spray. It kills 99.9% of germs in seconds. Night and day, Lysol spray helps protect. You have our word on it.
Give me your hottest, give me your greasiest, give me your best shot.
Dessert? Something with berries, perhaps?
Berries? I got heartburn.
I'm talking berry-flavored Tums, big guy.
When heartburn's got you, Tums works fast. And along with calcium, you get strawberry, raspberry, and mixed berry flavors.
Berry Tums. I like it.
If you're one of the 36 million people who wear dentures, this is big. New 5-Minute Polydent cleans stains, then forms an invisible PolyShield barrier so you feel fresh all day. 5-Minute Polydent with PolyShield.
A significant discovery in eye health may be lutein, a nutrient found in these healthy foods. Now Centrum has the only leading multivitamins with lutein to help maintain your precious sight. Centrum Silver, now more complete with lutein.
It's 57 days and counting now till the year 2000, and CBS News is looking ahead to the 21st century to some of what you may expect. For instance, there are great expectations for the future free enterprise up on the final frontier in space. Tonight, CBS's Anthony Mason takes you to the launch pad for the countdown to 2000.
Ignition, liftoff.
Nearly 4 decades ago, as the first astronauts were catapulted toward the heavens, science fiction writers predicted that by 2001, we'd be busing people to the stars. But here on the eve of the millennium, you still can't buy a ticket to space unless you're dead.
Celestis can fly the cremated remains of you or your loved one into Earth orbit, symbolically making them space pioneers.
But regularly scheduled spaceflight for the living may be closer than you think.
The technology for you and I to fly into space has been around for a decade.
it's been here. The difficulty is the ships don't exist.
So aerospace entrepreneur Peter Diamandis has launched his own space race, creating
The X Prize, a $10 million contest
with support from businessmen in St. Louis, the same city that backed Charles Lindbergh.
What we've done through the X Prize here in St. Louis is put out a carrot that says you, space entrepreneurs, go build these ships.
The carrot is this trophy and a $10 million prize.
We hope that the $10 million X Prize is going to open up a multi-billion-dollar space travel industry.
$10 million may seem like a great deal of money, but some contestants are expected to spend 10 times that to try to come up with the airliner of the future, a reusable spacecraft that can carry more than just astronauts and experiments, that can carry the rest of us to the stars.
7, 3, 2, 1, release.
To claim the prize, you have to launch a privately financed mission that can carry 3 adults in a suborbital flight 62 miles up, land safely, and within 2 weeks, make the flight again. This prototype, called Proteus, has already been given a test flight. Designer Burt Rutan, who also built the Voyager aircraft that flew non-stop around the world, believes the contest will make space tourism economical and launch an industry.
There will be an absolutely astounding, dramatic reduction in the cost to go to space for us.
Most of the contestants are still in the design stages.
The most amazing thing is how each design is different from anything we've done for getting into space.
So far, 17 teams from 5 countries have entered.
And someone there is going to be the Lindbergh of the 21st century.
It's a fair comparison. When Charles Lindbergh made the first transatlantic flight in 1927, he was also chasing a prize, $25,000 offered by hotel owner Raymond Ortiz.
He was motivated really by the Ortega Prize.
Eric Lindbergh, a backer of the X Prize, says his grandfather passed on the lesson.
As kids, we would marvel at his ability to wiggle his ears. So he offered us 50 cents if we could learn how to wiggle our ears. In that way, he taught me the value of a prize and what it does to stimulate incentive.
Just 5 years after Lindbergh's feat, Pan American Airlines was making scheduled flights.
And by 2004, we expect to have a winner.
The organizers of the X Prize believe there may be a $1 trillion industry out there. The real winners will be the first to make a business out of it. In St. Louis, I'm Anthony Mason for Countdown to 2000.
And that's part of our world. Later tonight on CBS, 48 Hours. Harold Dow has a preview.
A mother charged with deliberately making her own child deathly ill.
The woman is extremely dangerous to her daughter.
What will the jury decide?
I have never done anything to Jennifer.
A mother accused. Later on 48 Hours.
This is a really interesting program. It'll be at 9 Central Time. For the CBS Evening News, Dan Rather reporting. Don't forget to watch CBS's new early show with Brian Cumble and Jane Clayson tomorrow morning on CBS. I'll see you later tonight on 48 Hours.
For news 24 hours a day, CBS.com on the internet and on our interactive partner, America Online, at keyword CBS News.
The #1 newscast at 6 o'clock for the people of Portland, Vancouver, and the Pacific Northwest with Shirley Hancock.